Hey YouTube, it's been a while. I'm in my bathroom right now because we have some storms moving through, and so are all the kids. And I'm babysitting my father's puppy. She's in here too. It's been a wild day weather-wise. There's been several deaths in Arkansas, and the tornadoes are still on the ground moving too. So, been, you know, praying or whatever for them. It was bad, really bad. Our area was projected to be the worst hit, and they were way off, and that was projected by the Weather Channel. They put, different colors, size circles or blobs or whatever on the state, in the areas that's at the highest risk, and we were in the pink. It was a small one, it wasn't very big, but we were in the pink, and that was way off, way off. It should have been up in northern Arkansas right now, because it's bad. I mean, whole towns are leveled, whole subdivisions are leveled. They're saying 20 plus fatalities so far, and the tornadoes at this hour are still on the ground. And so it's been a rough day. I've been trying to keep up with the weather. We may have another round of storms later on this in the morning and tomorrow, but I don't think it's going to be anything like it was today. So I just wanted to give an update, and I know, and a lot of y'all know, I live in Arkansas, and may have heard some things and saw on Facebook and everything, and thought I might be there, but no, it hasn't been here. It's been very quiet here. We had a little rain and thunder. That's it. And we were expecting it. They were saying we were going to get 2-inch hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, long track tornadoes in our little area. They showed us. Nothing like that happened. But you can't always really predict weather, so you can't really do anything about it except for pray for the people that are involved and that have to continue to live on. I don't know if I said it, but I'm pretty sure I read 20 plus fatalities so far in Arkansas. 1 or 2 fatalities in Oklahoma. That hit way earlier in the day. But anyways, I know I haven't made a video in a long time, and I guess I can explain it to you now. I've been having a lot of personal problems, relationship problems, and so things aren't always. Let me get seated right. Lean back. Things aren't always, peachy keen in all relationships, and you have to take the good with the bad, because there's no pure good relationship. Nobody out there has a pure good relationship. There's something about the other person that's bad, like bad habits, or you know what I'm saying. There's pros and cons, and the pros and cons are weighing on me really hard lately. Really hard. Especially after last night, we had a very large fight. Very large fight. And I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. The thing about living here is, even if we broke up, there's no put you in a shelf here and get it right. Didn't work. Sorry. Oh well. I'll just leave it like that. Can you see me? Alright. Uh, what was I saying? Just the relationship, the good and the bad, and I admit I got my issues that I deal with personally that can put woe onto the partner that's supposed to be supporting me. And I realize, I'm not the easiest guy to get along with. I have several disorders, and sometimes it's just like, do it my way or don't do it at all. In my mindset at that time, and then not wanting to listen to the same what's coming back at me. Might have lost y'all, all y'all. But anyways, due to my health, mental health, physical health, I'm unable to work. I could go and sit behind a desk and push papers all day if I didn't have to interact with many people. Because that's when my anxiety really ramps up, is when I'm having to deal with people. People in a job, dealing with my own cousins, my own family. I have extreme anxiety, and I won't leave the house for god-awful long time. Like, sometimes I won't leave the house every week. I'm stuck in the house for a week. Sometimes it's even more, and it's been up to several months before I could get out of the house. But anyway, this video has been needed to be made for a long time. Josh is a good guy. He works. He brings in the money. That's as far as it gets, really. He doesn't do anything around the house. He doesn't pick up his own clothes. He doesn't wash his own clothes. I just tell him he's dirty. I call him dirty all the time because he's just dirty. And he's a man. He is a man. He's a man's man. Hello, do we have another one? They're all in here now except for the one that's in the bed. Starlight's in the bed. She wanted to go to bed and get some sleep. But, anyways, I'm trying to figure out what I was saying. There's she a kiss. This is gonna be a long one. I was physically abused as a child. Multiple times. Sexually. And beaten by my father, who was a drunk. He beat my mother. He beat my brother. And I think some of the things that I took away from that, I did take some of those things away from it. Like, I don't like company. Especially company that I really don't know. And I have night terrors. Till this day, I have night terrors from my childhood. And I'm a 28-year-old man now. And It's hard. I can't sleep. Like I woke up last night, for example, and somehow my brother got put into a bread making machine, a large bread making machine. And I was one responsible for getting him out at the right time before it would hurt him. Well, I missed the time and he almost died. Like those kind of crazy ass dreams. And then I'll have the dreams of when I was beaten, when I witnessed my father beat my mother and beat my brother, and the alcohol and the other drugs. It gives me night terrors, and the worst dreams you can imagine. Worst dreams you can imagine I've been having and have had for years. And then there's voices. Now, I don't know that I'm one of them crazy antipsychotic, I don't know. I hear voices on occasion. They're my voice. It's my voice. But it's saying things, saying crazy things, trying to get me to do crazy things, and then some of them are supportive, but most of them are not. And in 2010, when was it? 2010, I believe, or 2011, but let's go 2010. I had a very bad disease. We thought it was a humongously bad disease because we really couldn't figure out what was going on, but it ended up being I had very, very, very large gallstones, and they were packed and packed and packed in there. And when I went to the doctor to see what they could do, I came down to my grandparents. The doctor's in Nashville, which is 12, 13 miles away. They said, let's go to the doctor, so we went to see this doctor, and he said, well, we'll get you going and get you up there, get you going, and we'll get it out, and you'll be up and on your feet in 2 to 3 days after we take them out. Well, it ended up being, I went home. They sent me home after the first procedure. I laid in my bed dying and turned orange, yellow. What happened was a suture wasn't sutured up right on the inside, and so the bile is what breaks down meats and other food in your stomach. But the bile leaked out into my entire cavity for 6 days, eating my muscles and eating my meat and eating my organs. And after the 7th day, they rushed me back to the hospital. After that 7th day, they rushed me back to the hospital. I got put in there, and then you should have seen the faces on all the people. They knew this was big and fucked up. So another doctor came in, not the doctor that performed the first one. Another doctor came in and performed my actual procedure to get me clean, get that bile out of my body. And I have a scar from my belly button to the top of my here. Got a scar from here all the way up to here to my belly button. and that's where they ripped me open, literally ripped me open, and were using things like, I don't know what it was, but they were using things to, seeing how many minutes, 15 minutes. They were using things to get the bile out, suction hoses. It was all up in my shoulders, all in around my heart. It was, what happened was he didn't clamp, when he did the first removal of the stones, he didn't clamp it inside right. So it come undone and it just started pouring that stuff all in me. And that, and afterwards, after I recovered, which it took 2 weeks in the ICU to recover, it has screwed up my eating. It has screwed up my anxiety, and I can't hardly eat but some. I can't hardly eat some foods because it just about kills me. Anyways, the nerves in here, the scar tissue in here are horrific, and if I slightly move one way, it can rupture, or it can stretch and cause the craziest amount of pain that you could ever think of. It's hard for me to eat. I can't eat just anything. It's really hard for me to eat without it hurting. It's resulted in giving me irritable bowel syndrome. My anxiety is up to here now. Pain level throughout my whole body is at a steady 5 every day, and it gets up into the 8s sometimes. But it's a steady 5. I guess it's the nerves. The nerves are still screwed up. All in my body is just screwed up. The nerves around my organs or whatever. It's all screwed up. But anyways, I don't even know if I put this video up because I'm not really making sense. Maybe I am. I took my medicine so I can go to sleep, so maybe this is making some sense. But back to the relationship. Me having all these complications and issues puts stress on the relationship, and then the way he is in a relationship is far out there. I don't want to bash him too bad, but he's a man, and he'll leave shit laying everywhere. He won't pick up dishes, won't wash clothes, won't do any of that. Only works 3 days a week, so he could do it on the other days of the week. Knowing how bad I am, just to get out of the morning every day is a task. And him knowing how bad I am, he should automatically start picking up on things that he can do to help to save me from doing it. 19 minutes, good. He doesn't do that, and so we had a big brawl. Got physical, and it's one thing. Well, he touched me, and then I said, "Oh fuck no, you ain't putting your hands on me," and I hit back, and I stood firm. In the end, no reason are you to put your hands on anybody when you're going and it's getting physical. And so that was my big thing. I was beaten as a child. I was molested as a child. I do not need someone to beat me that lives with me. just because I won't shut up and let him talk, just because I talk louder than he does. No, that's not an excuse. So it's been hell. So I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. I know I've got all my issues that I deal with. If I told you about if I did say anything about the voices were mine that I was hearing. Not like voices, somebody else's voices. Voices were mine that I was hearing. I think I told y'all about I was hearing voices. But it's been my voice telling me to do things, telling me not to do things, telling me what to do. Hopefully that's not antipsychotic. But anyways, I know you wanted an update, and here's one. It's not a bright, bubbly, hello, I love you update. But I'm still alive. Still trying to make it out here. Now I don't know where the end button is. It's loaded. It's eluded me for now, but I'll use the front one here. Alright, thanks for bearing in there and watching this, guys. I love you. I really do.